American Vogue's first male cover star, and we're sharing highlights from his cover story. Hey guys, welcome back to another Shared News from Home. We have to talk about Harry Styles in Vogue, but before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring, and I'm joined by the wonderful Gabby Gonta.
Hi, Fiona. How's it going?
Good. Hello. So, Gabby, I don't know that we've ever talked about this. Are you a huge Harry Styles fan? Did you like the 1D days? Where do you land on the Harry of it all?
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan. I'm not a huge fan. I would say he got really popular a couple years after I was into the boy band thing. You know, I feel like my friends who are a couple years younger than me are like totally obsessed with him. But, you know, I can definitely rock out to a Watermelon Sugar, like summer vibes song. I love that song over the summer. So, and I remember the 1D days, like those were always fun. So I'm definitely a fan and always look out for what he's doing next.
Amazing. I mean, how could we not remember the 1D days? Such a moment. But we've come a long way, all the way to the first solo male cover of Vogue, which is honestly really crazy on so many levels. He looks amazing. If you guys haven't gone through the issue yet, he's in a dress on that cover we're looking at right there and still manages to just be such a heartthrob. This is just another example of Harry really breaking gender norms in fashion. This is not news. This has been something, you know, a journey he's been on for a long time. Something I know his fans and myself absolutely love him for. And he did talk about it in this interview. So let's get into what he had to say. He sort of explained his journey with fashion, saying, quote, "The people that I looked up to in music, Prince and David Bowie and Elvis and Freddie Mercury and Elton John, they're such showmen. As a kid, it was completely mind-blowing. Now I'll put on something that feels really flamboyant and I don't feel crazy wearing it. I think if you get something that you feel amazing in, it's like a superhero outfit. Clothes are there to have fun with and experiment and play with." I love that phrase, your like superhero outfit. Such a cute way of putting it. He also added, "When you take away, there's clothes for men and there's clothes for women. Once you remove any barriers, obviously you open up the arena in which you can play. I'll go and shop sometimes and I just find myself looking at the women's clothes thinking they're amazing." It's like anything. Anytime you put barriers up in your own life, you are just limiting yourself. There's so much joy to be had in playing with clothes. So let's take a look at some of the photos from this shoot because it's Vogue. Obviously, they played with fashion to the fullest extent. He looked amazing in absolutely all of them. So here we see him in a kilt on a trampoline, hair flowing, absolutely killing it. This was one of my favorites. What did you think of this one, Gabby?
Yeah, it's cool. I think a recurring theme in the photos is this like sky, clouds, like a nice clear day image. So I really like how they did it right here. And the outfit is really cool.
It's so cool. I mean, leave it to Harry Styles. I feel like he can actually pull off anything. Like I can't genuinely think of one thing in my. He could be in a bathrobe, and I think it would look amazing. Like fashion to the fullest extent. Let's see the next one. Oh my God! So this is some sort of I don't even know coat situation. I'm a fashion fan, but this is like highbrow even for me. Looks like he has like the world's most amazing hood back there. I'm just struck by the hair. He always has curls. This is like a more polished look. And I don't know, I like it. I feel like it's very Vogue. I think I'm partial to his more like off-duty hair look. But what were your thoughts? I know the world is. One time Harry got a haircut, and I think the world like malfunctioned for a few minutes while people adjusted. So what are your thoughts?
You're right about that. I think he's lost his shirt in most of these photos, but when you look that good, like you said, like you can totally pull it off. So yeah, I like this coat. I would wear this to a high fashion event for sure.
Oh my God, 100%. I think he rocks. Let's see. He has a couple more coats. We've got a couple more glamorous skirt moments. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, this was an outfit that I genuinely, just like my honest reaction is I wish I was cool enough to pull something like this off, but I'm not Harry Styles, so I don't know that I could.
The belt is really cool right there. I like that
Totally
thick chain.
cool.
look.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, so trendy, so on point. He also, I just am realizing this as we go through these photos now, bicycles. You talked about like the sky, but we've seen a lot of sky moments, a couple of different bike moments. Definitely had quite the vibe for the shoot. I think we have one more, and it's one of the most dramatic ones. Yes. So this look is so cool. Interestingly enough, the suit was designed by someone who made like a lot of his tour looks, which is really cool. I thought it was awesome that they like brought him in, and then Vogue upped the ante by adding this crazy skirt situation. And I don't know, out of all the looks in the spread, this one to me, I was just kind of like struck by how Harry has really changed the conversation of fashion, because here's a guy who girls and guys alike for years now have been obsessed with and fallen in love with. And as a girl who likes guys, I look at that photo and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's wearing a crazy skirt thing that I could never pull off. And he's so handsome, so attractive. I mean, he really, I don't know. I just think he's a real inspiration in the space of like playing with what you want, wearing with what you want, wearing whatever you want, and just doing what makes you happy. I mean, I don't know. That's what I get from these pictures. What do you think, Gabby?
Yeah, I agree. I think he's such an inspiration for just doing whatever you want. I think one of my favorite parts of the quote that you read from him was, if you're giving yourself limits with what you wear or anything in your life, then you're just like limiting what you can do and what you can experience and what you can feel. So I totally agree that most people probably don't have this perspective. You know, we just go to our favorite stores and buy the same clothes we've always bought. But if you really like think about it differently, like Harry thinks about it, then you could have so much more fun and just really get creative and experimental. And on the other side though, it's easy for Harry to say this, because he looks like a model and he's just like incredibly handsome and perfect and looks good in anything he wears. So it might be a little bit different for the rest of us who don't have, amazing stylists and things like that. But it's a good sentiment and I see where he's coming from.
Oh, totally. I mean, Harry Styles is like an icon, right? He's a rock star. He can pull off anything. He can do anything. But if you scale that down, right? You take that and you say, okay, I'm not going to wear this coat or that crazy skirt thing to my local grocery store. We can all pare it down to just as regular people and having fun and doing what makes us happy. Aside from fashion, I mean, it is Vogue, so there was a huge emphasis on fashion in this cover story. But aside from that, he also actually talked about his relationship with Fleetwood Mac's Stevie Nicks. And I'm a huge Fleetwood Mac fan, obsessed with Stevie Nicks. The first time they collabed, I was like, all of the things are colliding. I don't even know how to process this. It's too much. Stevie is a legend in her own right. Their friendship is so cool. And it's not something that we haven't talked about before, but I thought there was just this sentiment that was really, really interesting and kind of reframed their friendship for me. Harry shared that Fleetwood Mac's Dream was one of the first songs he knew the words to as a child. Like, Dreams was one of the first songs he was singing along to. His parents were apparently big fans. And now he's getting on stage with Stevie Nicks. He's sending his music to her for advice. At the beginning of the quarantine process, Stevie actually tweeted out that she was taking inspiration from his album Fine Line. At the time, she wrote, "Way to go, H. It's your Rumors." For you non-Fleetwood Mac people out there, Rumors is like the most iconic album still to this day.
Wow.
That's where we got Dreams from. Listen, Dreams just had a major moment on TikTok. I just think it's really crazy to see what they've done with their friendship. Harry's fans becoming Stevie Nicks fans, Stevie Nicks inspiring him inspiring her. You can talk about full circle. I don't know. I just get such a kick out of this. It's just such a beautiful, like, Hollywood story.
Me too. I think I always love moments when new artists can connect with their heroes, basically, and people that have inspired them for so long. I think it just like births these amazing creative outlets for singers or other types of artists. But yeah, this has been such a great relationship to unfold between them. And it's only going to inspire Harry even more for future albums and things like that. So very exciting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, listen, they've like collaborated, but we have not heard them, aside from live performances, like release any music together. So, oh my God, if the world could align and one day that could happen, I think so many people would be so happy.
It'll go viral on
Listen,
TikTok again.
oh my God, in a second, right? So obviously, I mean, listen, we could talk about Harry all day. We could literally break down every sentence of this article because it's just all fascinating. But I do want to highlight this one last thing, and that was how Harry is approaching 2020. You know, it's been a unique year to say the least. We've had a lot of progress made, we've had a lot of stressful times. Like, it has been quite the ride. And he shared some advice for everyone. He said, quote, I think it is time for opening up and learning and listening. I've been trying to read and educate myself so that in 20 years, I am still doing the right things and taking the right steps. I believe in karma, and I think it's just a time right now where we could use a little more kindness and empathy and patience with people, be a little more prepared to listen and grow. I just thought that summed up everything about this year so perfectly. And I want to know your thoughts, Gabby, because I just love this message he preaches. He preaches kindness, happiness, being your authentic self. He's really the hero of 2020. I'm going to deem him that right now. What do you think?
I think so too. I also love this quote. I think, especially at this point in 2020, where it seems like we've been through the ringer, now, and the year's approaching its end finally, I think it's still important to look past, your current issues or struggles and really look towards the future and just start planning that and just being excited and, having patience, being kind, all those things are going to help you no matter what's going on around you. So, great advice from Harry, and we love it. Love to see it.
Absolutely. So well put. Totally agree with everything you said. You guys, we want to know your thoughts. Do you have a favorite one of these looks? They are all so iconic. We're going to be talking about them for some time, I am sure. Let us know your favorite look from the article, your favorite quote, what you think about his advice, all the things down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring. You can follow me on socials at Fiona Zaring. And Gabby, where can they find you?
You can follow me at Gabby Gonta.
Amazing. Thanks for watching, you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.